This video is brought to you by Manscaped. Save 20% using the promo code ScreenAddicts at manscaped.com. Cinema Steven here with another movie review, and this time I'm going to be talking about a movie called ICU. Now, ICU actually came out a couple of years ago, 2019 I believe, and I watched it last year on Amazon Prime. The only reason I'm bringing it up now is because I noticed that it just premiered on Netflix, and not only did it premiere on Netflix, it hit #1. So then I thought, okay, that makes sense because this movie is actually very underrated. It's a really good movie. And just to refresh my memory of it, I rewatched it again, and it is a very, very suspenseful film. And I wouldn't classify it as a true horror film. Basically, what it talks about is this idea of phrogging. Now, phrogging is something that I picked up on when I watched this movie the first time, and it's this concept of people that live in your house without you knowing that they're there. They're basically squatters that live in corridors, deep-rooted hallways, attics, basements. They're living in your house and you don't know that they're there. And the Lifetime channel of all channels actually did a phrogging series where every episode talked about people who were having to deal with these similar situations. They would walk out of their bedrooms or they would come home from work and things were moved around, plates were taken out, food had been eaten, just stuff like that. Just weird shit was going on. So people ended up blaming other family members. They were blaming their kids, and it got into some real serious situations. Well, some of these froggers would end up inevitably, when discovered, would attack them, would have horrendous results. And I was just kind of caught up with this concept, and it's phrogging spelled with a PH and not an F. I guess that's the spin on the term. But what ICU does in this movie deals with that directly. It deals with an element of phrogging, and it's disguised as a family drama and somewhat of a murder mystery. And there's a missing child at the beginning of the film. It's a nice mystery. There are great twists in this movie. There's a twist about halfway that you're just kind of jaw just drops, and then at the end it's another twist, and it stars Helen Hunt. Now, Helen Hunt, if you haven't seen her or know who she is, she starred in a popular 90s series called Mad About You. She was in some excellent movies. She was in As Good as It Gets in 1997, for which she won an Academy Award, and she's in one of my favorite movies to watch, which is Twister, and she's great. And I hadn't seen her in anything in forever. It seemed like she hasn't started a movie in, I don't know, it seems like 10 years. There was a Mad About You revival, but then she comes in, she stars as the mother in this house, and she's a mother who's dealing with this personal situation with her husband. And again, with the phrogging concept, things are happening in the house, and there's some truly suspenseful shots in this movie, and I highly recommend you watch ICU. It's a nice, captivating little thriller, and it's currently streaming on Netflix.